are fucking record-breaking Reds are still breaking records. 19 points clear at the top of the Premier League now. We played the same number of games as everyone. We've beaten everyone. 19 points clear in January is fucking madness. 70 points. That's more than we've got in loads of seasons. The season before last, we won 75 points. And we were all right with it at the time, weren't we? We were like, that's not bad, that's okay. We're on the road, we'll be all right. 70 points in January. Just think across the land the number of people who were turning tallies off, who were checking the phone and going, oh, fuck off, and lashing the phone. Everyone's getting fed up with how boss Liverpool are, but we aren't. Got Kev Walsh, got Paul Hogan with me. And yeah, we're having a chat about the Reds being boss. This is a free post-match pint tonight. We're being dead honest about it. We've had some trouble with our servers, so we want to make sure that everyone can see it first time without waiting and all that tonight. So it's just out there. It's on YouTube. It's free. If you were locked out because you couldn't afford it or whatever in the past, well, Sam, now's your chance. You can watch it. And the Reds have done their business as well. And Kevin never looked in doubt, did it, mate?
It was an absolute piece of piss. Like, genuinely.
Yeah.
People, I've been saying for ages we were going to win the league. It's just, it has been what it has been because we're fucking absolutely fantastic and everyone else is, even if they're good, they're still not as good as us.
No, nowhere near.
But tonight though, like, if you'd have had to predict a David Moyes, any team, Everton, Man United, West Ham against Liverpool, that was it. I said when the second one went in, Moyes must have just gone, for fuck's sake, I've seen this game so many times, like, because it was all so predictable. And the Reds, like, what the f***, just the Reds, innit?
You said that as well, though. We'd seen that a million times from Moyes as well, hadn't we? It was just, you know, no ambition, just set up and basically went, I know we're going to get beat, I don't want it to be by loads, don't hurt me.
It was literally that whole, I'll bend over like I've always done and take what I've always took. There was nothing, was there, from it? I mean, and all credit, you've got to give credit to Liverpool for there being nothing, because we were good, we dominated the game, but it must be hard work being David Moyes, mustn't it, watching that every time.
You say that like he gets it forced upon him. No, it's his fucking choice to be such a shithouse all the time. Do you know what I mean? Like since the night people will have watched it. What the fuck was he like? The first what we watched on Jim Beglin was commentating on, and it felt like he was apologising for the lack of quality that they were showing, and the lack of quality of the match overall. But like we said it, didn't we? Like, that Allaire up front for them must have been going, what the fuck am I supposed to do with this? They were leathering balls on him from 55 yards. And I can imagine Moyes until we get the penalty going, was he going all right here, lads? Stick in with this. And then we're all looking at him going, what's going to be the plan after an hour of this? Because it was inevitable what was going to happen. And we predicted it on many shows through the weekend. Every other game we've ever played against them. But I suppose it's half of players turning up against Liverpool and going, right, here's the plan. I'm going, this is not a great plan, I've seen this not work before, and everyone else going, well, every other plan doesn't work either. Yeah. So what the fuck are you supposed to do?
We tried harder to get a good stream than they tried to get in our half. Do you know what I mean? There was zero effort to get in our half, really, was there? Trent had their best chance.
Yeah, when he absolutely boomed the post. I think you can see now as well, though, that Liverpool fans and players, we're all comfortable now, aren't we, when a team does that it's just going to come, that it's going to happen for us, and you could see, like, every now and again, like, we'd just be moving it around, stroking it side to side, having a bit of a look at them, then all of a sudden, bang, 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 and we're in. And it was like Robertson was in twice in the first half, once putting a ball in, once having a shot. But, you know, just those little cameos, if you like, of what Liverpool were capable of, you thought, we're going to be all right.
Yeah, they're really patient, aren't they? They're willing to play the ball around, but they're also willing to take chance of losing it, because they know that's probably the best chance to break a team down by winning it back early and turning them round. So I think there's a lot of that going on while they're playing, is like playing the odds and going, you know what, if we lose it here, we're going to get it back within, I mean, they were getting it back within seconds most of the game. So, and that's probably when we're at our best as well. So it was total domination really for 90% of that game. Supposedly the start of the second half there was a little bit of a West Ham surge, but we didn't get to see that. So
I saw Ryan Mack for that.
Yeah, we didn't see bits and bobs of the game, you know. This is the life of fans who don't go to the game in this particular instance and try and watch mad streams. It's just mad, just show it. Fucking, we've gone past the point now, fucking hell. Anyway, but yeah, West Ham as well, I thought he defended in a way where, and I've thought about this before, like, and I think you're touching on it a bit in this conversation, the way, like, if you're lining up against Liverpool, you're definitely looking at the players there going, shit, shit. And then when they're getting closer and closer, like when they're in the box, you're bound to panic a bit. You're like, I've got to win the ball. Like the way two of them just do Origi for the penalty, the biggest penalty you've ever seen, basically.
Two penalties in one, wasn't it? But one of them was the young kid who I think was his first start or something he were alluding to on the telly. But it wouldn't have mattered if that had been the only players in the league that probably wouldn't have got themselves into that position. And I'm not even just saying this as a sort of, oh, well, Liverpool were fucking fantastic. Gomez and Van Dijk, if you'd put Lovren and Matip in there, they'd have done the same thing with them two centre-halves. Maguire and Phil Jones would have done the same thing. Cities, whoever the fuck they put in there, like Otamendi and someone's nan or whatever, whoever they're playing at the moment. But whoever it is, all do the same thing. And like, I've criticised the league, and not criticised them, but I don't necessarily want him to start. And we were talking about it tonight, but you made the point before that he gets into that position. What else can he do? Like literally, he takes the touch, doesn't he? And you think, he takes the touch inside the 6-yard box as he's turning towards the goal with the two centre-halves right next to him. And as much as you can criticise for maybe not having a great impact from 90-minute starts, fucking hell, he's done all right there, didn't he? Do you know what I mean? I'm only saying that sort of to take back what I'd said myself before, because obviously what he does is exactly what we need to do in that moment, and you can't really ask for a lot more than that from the rest of the game. Maybe wasn't as up to scratch, but what you're alluding to there with the centre-halves, they're going, fucking hell, even Origi's doing this to us here. This is not Sadio Mane doing it or Mo Salah. It's Divock Origi, and he's their third and fourth choice, like sub sometimes. Fucking hell, the Reds, lad.
Well, we watched it in Liverpool. Some of the Anfield mob were down there at that crap ground, let's be honest. But they were there, they watched it there, and they've sent us a video. So here it is, Paul Senior and Craig Hannon from whatever West Ham are calling the ground these days.
Craig, another win for the Reds, a really routine one. It's the 19 points clear on the road to number 19 after we beat 19 teams in the Premier League. What a start. 70 points January.
19 points clear. 19 points clear. This is ridiculous. This Liverpool side that we're watching at the moment is like, it might be once in a lifetime, and that makes me sad to say that, but it might be. It's like all the old fellas telling you that like this is the best they've ever seen, and you've grown up listening to them say otherwise. And it was so routine tonight. It was control. Liverpool looked in control from the off. They get the first, they get the second. It always looks as if Liverpool are going to get the 3 points here, and in such a shit stadium against a shit side, they are shite. You know, I feel a little bit sorry for them that they have to witness the second coming of David Moyes, and they do. And
would you say, Craig, that David Moyes is a football genius?
He might be. He might still be a football genius all these years later.
Yeah.
No, he definitely is. But look, it's another big win on the road to lots more big wins, I think, and we have loads more of this to look forward to. I think.
Well, there's still loads more. It's getting so routine. I'm not saying it's getting boring, but it's difficult to be so up for it tonight. I think that was a bit apparent in the ground. It was two completely different styles of side. I can't believe how little West Ham put into that game tonight. It was so routine. Yeah. But yeah, the Reds have done it, and you can see it all on the Anfield app today.
Yeah, subscribe to the Anfield app, theanfieldapp.com/subscribe. Download the app if you're not a subscriber. You'll get all of the content. If you download it for the first time, you'll get it for free. The post-match pint, it'll all be done. There'll be an insert from us as well. Up the fucking the Reds.
Yeah!
So yeah, thanks to the boys there down at West Ham. Paul, we're breaking sort of records every week it seems right now, and the one today is that it's the first time ever in Liverpool's history that they've beat everyone in the league in one season other than 1890 something when they were in the second division. So it's the first time in the top flight. And now, I mean, that just underlines to me now that there's absolutely nothing to fear. We need 8 wins out of the 14 games remaining maximum. That requires City, obviously, to do the business week in, week out. And you just think, you know, we can start Liverpool now. The league is definitely ours, and it's just a matter of when.
And it's mad, isn't it? Because like I've always been a sort of pessimist when it comes to all this kind of stuff, but you just can't help but like believe in them now, can you? You just don't doubt them in any way no more. And even like to the point we were saying beforehand, like I didn't care about any of these records. I've never really cared about them. I'm starting to care about them because this team's that good. I want them to have every record they can possibly get because they deserve that now. Because they've got nothing else to prove. They're already they're going to win the league, but let's win it in absolute style, do you know what I mean? Like, I mean, they already will, but let's get every record that's going. And I think they will, to be fair.
It's the knock-on effect of that as well, isn't it, Kev? Because it's like, we had a bit of a conversation, didn't we, while we were watching it, saying, you know, if it's won, do you think, you know, do you maybe take the foot off the gas? But then it was like, well, the consensus seems to be, well, no, actually, you can imagine them going, fuck this, let's get the record. And then if you've won the league by like a record number of points, again, it makes heads go up and go, hang on, I want to play for them. I want to go and, you know, join Klopp's revolution.
But yeah, as we were saying when we were discussing the record points, so well, obviously, some of the thoughts can be, well, you can put kids in there, and we can put kids in there, but the kids we're going to put in are not going to be. Nico Millions might get a couple of games because he looks like to be on the very, very fringe of it, but what we're talking about is probably taking out an Oxlade-Chamberlain tonight and putting a Curtis Jones in. I'll tell the truth, I think Curtis Jones could have done a job in that midfield tonight, and you wouldn't have known the difference between what we had anyway, especially when teams are playing the way they do against us. Harvey Elliott's going to have a little bit more of a harder job up front because the three that you're taking over from, Divock Origi, we've just discussed it there. Like, it's not a criticism of man. Sometimes I feel sorry for him, like, and I'm beating the same drum again and again and again, but you're asking him to take over from the best front three in the world, so obviously it doesn't look like he's as good as they are, but Harvey Elliott looks like he's got all the ingredients for that, so even if we do win the league early, which we're going to do, and I'm fucking convinced it's going to be Goodison, fingers crossed, please let it be Goodison. But if we do, and we do start, I don't see, it's taking our foot off the gas or playing the kids, but we can do one or the other, and I don't think we'll do both. And I just don't see Jurgen Klopp going into training on a Monday going, fucking hell, we're the champions, I can't be arsed with whoever we've got at the weekend. And especially when you think some of our games towards the end of the season, if we win at Goodison, Man City, Crystal Palace around that time, Arsenal away, we've got Chelsea at home, we've got some big games around then, and then each week you can bring up a new record to talk about. So when we go to Arsenal away, it'll be, well, they're the ones that can stop us being the Invincibles. Yeah. They're fucking shite, you know what I mean? So we can go out, and if we don't play 100%, they can beat us, but if we play 100%, we will beat them. And I think it's like when you look at things and you go, well, I'm not that bothered about that, and then the closer you get to you start thinking, I am bothered, like you just said there, Paul. The closer Hogan, you and Jurgen get to an unbeaten season and 108, 110 points, that's a point that'll never be beaten. I like the record, as we've been discussing before, across all the top flight leagues in Europe is 102 points in a season. We will obliterate that this season, I think, I really do. And I don't think it'll ever be beaten when we do. So when these records get within your grasp, and this team needs another target and another target and another target, and if the two targets they've got left are the European Cup and 110 points, best of luck to everyone else.
Well, you can tell that they're driven as well, aren't they? You know, you can imagine it'd be like, no, let's keep the foot on the throat, let's go for it, because you can see it in the performance again tonight, you can see it in the performance week after week, the different ways they win, but also, you know, you just know from the stuff that they say, you hear Lallana saying like it's almost becoming an addiction for them now, the winning, because like, you know, I always think, imagine what it's like in those dressing rooms, so like imagine right now, you know, they're going back into the away dressing room at West Ham, and it must be like almost like a mini party in there, like, you know, we've done it again, we're on our way, you know, travelling home, however they're travelling home, they'll be buzzing, they'll be up, they'll be having a laugh, they're all mates, and they just want that, they want that every week, you know, and even when it's done, even when we're crowned champions, which is going to happen, you can imagine that they're just like, but we want to keep going now. We want to keep making the statement.
You can see they love it, don't you? They literally love playing together, and not one of them will want to be missing games. You can see it, like, I know there's been loads said about the FA Cup and stuff like that. They don't want to miss them games. They want to play. They want to win. They want to keep winning. Not everyone loves playing footy when you're winning. Do you know what I mean? And every one of them will want to be in them teams all the way through. And you can do things like playing the kids. At the minute, your substitutions and the things that he's doing, Curtis Jones can come on for the last half hour of every game going into the end of the season, and you can give lads a rest that way as well. So it's not, there's loads of stuff you can do, and I think we're underestimating the quality of that squad anyway with and the ability to rotate. Yet there is lads there who you don't ever want to not be in that team. But apart from the odd one, the quality in that squad, you can do some rotation and you can get you know, give them breaks. Certain players maybe it's a bit harder, but I don't see any reason why any of them won't want to be playing every single game, winning every single game, and then hopefully all the way to Istanbul type of thing. There's no arguments, is there really? From like no one doesn't want that. Every one of them will be up for that. Like.
When you say it there though, like I haven't even thought about that, but all the way to Istanbul, I thought that was a slip of your tongue, but then when you realise it is back in Istanbul, so that's another thing where you start going, we've beat Atletico Madrid here and we've got whoever we've got in the next round. And every game brings us another step closer to these things that we want to achieve. And every time you get to like the next game, you're thinking, well, fucking hell, it's hard to get to this unbelievable goal, but if you take it step by step, who can stop us? Who can stop us in the league? Nobody. It's clear we beat every single team. Who can stop us in Europe? Listen, that's a different kettle of fish, and listen, Man City have been unbelievable the last couple of years and still can't get near a European Cup final, but that's because pedigree and history, I don't know why they do, but they play a part in that cup. That's why Real Madrid won it for 4 years in a row, whatever it was before we took it last year, because in that cup, the experience of it all, and the club and the fans makes the difference. But someone drawing, like City doing 100-point seasons, could still go into a European Cup game, concede 3 to Schalke, whereas Liverpool do it, concede 3 to Barcelona last year and score 4 at Anfield. It's a different mindset, and it's a different, it's a different focus from the whole club, and every time we take a step forward, it's just removing another obstacle. And if I was in any other team, as I say, in Europe, I'd be thinking, fucking hell, how do you stop these?
Well, bringing it back to tonight's match and whatever you took from squinting at Kev's phone.
Ice string.
Who were your like sort of three outstanding performers, do you reckon, for the Reds?
Fucking hell.
Put you on the spot there.
I know, yeah, just a bit. I thought the 3 lads in midfield, they totally dominated the game. Like, we were picking the ball up quick every time we lost it. So I think all 3 of them need acknowledging. The 2 centre-halves were on the front foot constantly. Yeah. And I mean, even we didn't have a great deal to do, but Alisson was superb as well again. I picked well more than 3 there, but...
Yeah, that's all.
How many subs did we make? All them as well.
So yeah, so I would probably go for the 3 midfield lads tonight.
You were closer to your screen. What did you reckon, Gav?
Van Dijk for me stood out head and shoulder, which is a mad in a game where we didn't have to do any real defending. But every time we did, and we every time it happened, we all spoke about it and we all joked about it. When the ball broke through, the commentators were trying to make it sound like something, and Van Dijk was just walking and brushing that lead off. And he's a good player, and he's no bum at all. He's the base upon which we build everything else. So the midfield 3 do well there. Joe Gomez, sound game. The fullbacks I thought were a little bit quieter maybe, but again that was because of the way we were forced to play, because of the way West Ham played.
Van Dijk's just like a bouncer, isn't he? Just like ushers you out the club.
Exactly, but he ushers you out while at the same time saying, yeah, you go in and have a lovely time. You wouldn't to his own mates, you know what I mean? So you try to score, fuck off. You go and have a lovely time up front and do it.
There was a moment where Snodgrass went through, wasn't there? And it was like, I'm not going to tackle you, but you might as well go back that way. Type of thing. Snodgrass just literally turned around and went the other way.
I bet that one felt like Van Dijk was saying, I fucking dare you, lad. I absolutely dare you. And Snodgrass just went, oh, I can't be asked with this. It's mad to say, but he's the best player on the pitch in a game where we don't have to defend. And I think that goes to show how good this Liverpool team is, because the rest of the team haven't had to play out of the skin to get a 2-0 win away against West Ham. And that might not be a big thing this season because West Ham are struggling or whatever, but the fact that he allows us to do that there gives you the confidence in every other game going forward throughout the season, because they know when they turn around and see whoever it is attacking them, whether it's West Ham or whether it's Man City or whether it's Barcelona, bursting through into that middle ground. There was another one in the second half where they burst through and he just stood the striker up and stood him up and stuff. I didn't even make a tackle, and in the end the striker just similar to the Snodgrass one, he just passed it away because he thought, I can't do this here, it's impossible for me.
Past this fella.
And if you've got someone like that to build your team from, you've got so much versatility to go forward, haven't you?
Yeah, it's a wonderful time to be a Red. We are enjoying every step. We are here every step. We're doing these videos, we're doing these podcasts, we're doing stuff on the website as well. We are sorting our servers out as well, so don't worry about that as well. But for now, while we're doing that, as I say, this show is free. If you've enjoyed it, share it with your mates. Up the fucking Reds. What a time to be a Red. Fucking get in.